Hello everyone and welcome to Net Crypto, where you get important information and news about all coins and tokens of interest. And today we are doing an update on Slothana, right? So the airdrop date has been announced, which is the launch day, 1st of May, 4 p.m. UTC. So that's when you can expect to start to receive your airdrop, right? So you don't need to do absolutely anything. You're just going to be receiving, right, your Slothana. So just as an update from the video that I did yesterday, right? So what can we expect to happen? So obviously, Slothana, like we said, is coming from the same people who are behind Dogeverse, who are behind Dogecoin 20, who are behind Scotty the AI, as well as Green Bitcoin, and plenty of other schemes that we have covered in the past. So if the same trend follows, right, the best case scenario is Slothana goes extremely viral and it's listed everywhere. It's listed on Binance, it's listed on OKX, Crypto.com, you name it, right? That's the best case scenario. Then everyone who bought in the pre-sale is absolutely safe, right? But with most of the projects that we have covered here, if it doesn't go viral, right, it means 20% of the investors who invested the largest amount might not get their airdrop, right? So that's why it's important, if you do not get your airdrop, right, at least 24 to 48 hours after this time here mentioned, 1st of May, 4 p.m., 24 hours, 48 hours after you don't get your airdrop, right, let us know. Because I believe 80% always get their airdrop, right? Or they are able to claim, rather, with the other scams that we have covered. They were on Ethereum, so you need to actually claim your tokens. So like we explained yesterday briefly, majority of the liquidity that comes in the pre-sale only comes from the 20%, right? Because majority of people who invest in the pre-sale, 80%, they don't even invest large amounts. They invest like $50, $10, $30, $100, $200. So there's the concept of the shrimp, right? On Dex2s, there's a concept of the shrimp. These are the people who invest lower than 1,000. And then the fish, they invest between 1,000 and 3,000. The dolphins, between 3 and 10,000. The whales, above 10,000, right? So what we're trying to say here is that what we have seen with the previous scams is the 20% who have invested 80% of the amount in the pre-sale are the ones who are most of the time at risk of not receiving or not being able to claim on Ethereum, or in this case, it will be an airdrop, right? But 80% should be able to receive their airdrop, right? And because the 80%, even though they are more, but they only contributed 20%. But the 20%, these are the people who drop 100K, right? They drop 200K in the pre-sale, right? These are the people who will be restricted, or rather, they will not get their airdrop, right? If Slothana doesn't go viral, because the scammers don't allow them to actually sell their tokens. So they don't give them access to their tokens, because if they sell, the price drops, right? So this is something that they're trying to fix. And unfortunately, not providing a Telegram group doesn't help, because the only way to be a legit project is to stop doing things like this, where you give some people their tokens or airdrop to some, but to some you don't airdrop, right? Is to communicate with the community, right? And provide that confidence. People, if they believe that it's really going to go far, of course, there are always going to be people who sell, and that's absolutely their right, right? They bought out of their free will. People need to be able to sell out of their free will. So I think 80%, if by following the rest of the other schemes we've covered on the channel, you'll receive your airdrop, no problem at all, right? Maybe the only thing that we might say is a price drop, right? But in most of the cases, there's actually a price appreciation. But this is a case study for us. This is the first time we're covering a token on Sol, but of course we do know it's coming from the same people, right? Like I did highlight yesterday, multiple sponsored posts are advertising all these tokens together, right? Slothana, Dogeverse, and Dogecoin within the same article. So we know it's the same people who are behind those other tokens as well. So within 3 to 4 months, that's when the scam usually plays out to the end. So the only hope for this one is it goes viral, everybody buys it, right? Only in that case will everyone who bought in the pre-sale be able to get their airdrop. And for this one, you don't actually need to do anything. So even if you don't receive your airdrop and you are part of the largest investors, right? let's say you're part of this 20% that has dropped 100K, you've dropped 200K in the pre-sale, right? And you don't get your airdrop, right? These type of people are just going to be able to receive their tokens whenever the scammers decide that, okay, we're going to give them their airdrop. It might be at a significant loss, right? Or they might not even do it in the future, but hopefully that they do, right? That's what we hope that they do. And just let me know, especially if you're part of the 20% and you've dropped, let's say, 100K, right, into the pre-sale. Did you actually receive your tokens, right? Because majority, like we said, the 80% of the people who invested 100, between 1,000, below 1,000, almost everyone who invested below 1,000 is going to get their airdrop, right? Because they want everybody, majority of the people, to say this is great, right? Or even it goes 2, 3, 4x up, right? And in those cases, they take some of the liquidity of the people who invested the largest amount to prop up, right, the price, so that the 80% who invested the small amounts are happy. They get even a 2, 3x, right? But then this small percentage of people who actually contributed the majority of the liquidity, they are put on ice, right? That's what we have seen happening with multiple projects. For example, Scotty, the AI, the people who invested the largest amount, they've come on the channel and they've been sending emails, right? They are not able to claim their tokens. And the trick that they did here is they told the people, you must have staked your tokens for 90 days, right? So even though this thing launched like in March sometime, some people are only facing being able to get their tokens June 20th, right? So that's what they did. But this is Ethereum. But this is now, Slothana is on Sol. You just receive your airdrop. So we're just waiting to see how the situation is actually going to be playing out, right, on Sol. It's quite really interesting because it's a case study for us for this one to see how it plays out. There is a very good chance that this might actually explode. And the other thing I wanted to highlight is the fact that on X, right, that's the only means of communication the team is using to communicate with the investors, right? And we have about 30,000, 30.9, almost 31,000 followers. This is very important. There is no Telegram group. So if you want to know whether this thing is going to blow up, it's going to become the next Binance, right? You need to track adoption. So if you know already, there's a Big Brain Crypto Ego logbook that you can grab on Amazon. Link in the description. It's a hardcover book that you use to actually track pre-sales, everything happening in the pre-sale. And one of the things, because there are 2 pages that you actually track each and every pre-sale. There's the first page, right, and the second page. So the second page contains a section on adoption, right? This is very important because if it's going to go to Binance, it's going to go to OKX, it's going to go to all the big exchanges, right? The adoption needs to be massive. Like, for example, like right now, we do see that there is 30.9K followers, right? So if you see this number drastically increasing, let's say it's increasing by 2, 3, 4, 5,000 every day, that's a sure indication that this thing is going to explode, right? That's a sure indication by tracking adoption. It's just something that I just wanted to let you know, right? By tracking adoption, you'll be able to know whether this thing is going to explode. But then if this number becomes stagnant, it's not moving, right, then the chances are very slim that it's going to go viral and be listed on Binance. So irregardless of whether it is scam or not, even a scam projects can explode, right? Can explode. Remember what happened to Pepe, right? It exploded, went to Binance and everything. And then what happened to the team members on the team of Pepe? They drained $15 million, right, from the project. It was a huge issue. You can search the article. It's all over the internet, right? So that's just one thing that I just wanted to share with you when it comes to tracking adoption. If you want to, you can actually grab your copy on Amazon, right, of the Big Brain Crypto Ego logbook and distinguish yourself. Be part of the 1% that has unique information that you're tracking and you use informed decisions, right, when you are deciding to invest into these things, right? So that's one thing definitely I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching the adoption, right, how it's going to be growing. So this is just an update that I just wanted to do. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.